Can you have a separate end here, like on this, end card signature?
I mean, you can also sit here, it doesn't matter.
Are you
Whatever.
sure?
Yeah,
Like being
Yeah.
at the table?
Yeah,
is
please.
that
Yes,
like-
being at the table
You're
with
always
the paper
welcome here.
administrators.
You're gonna see you more here, definitely.
Yeah.
We definitely respect our future doctor, right?
Yeah.
Coming
Oh,
up.
you are so funny. Stop it.
It's coming up, right?
You're funny. Yes, it's coming up.
Okay.
You're funny.
Not exciting.
We are recording, so we're good to go.
We're good to
Hi,
go?
Nick.
Okay. We'll be beginning the meeting shortly in the next minute.
Hi, Tina.
Someone said hi, Tina.
That was an ad.
Oh, hi, Annette.
We'll go red.
Remember the
We'll
voice of-
start when you're ready. Is that, you're right, just MVP. Anything online, but anything to like give approval, so for that, I'm just gonna call that. Just ask everyone to approve, it. Of course, send approval. Yep, so we'll just ask after the,
Sounds good.
that's what I said to them.
Okay.
Yep. Is that Saber?
Which one?
This profile picture with Saber?
Oh, give me my account. Oh, yeah, okay.
Saber, I know Saber from FaceTime. Hold on, later. You ready?
The connecting to the internet.
I feel like you'll get it by the time I go through my
Yeah,
thing.
sure.
Okay, it is 4:33 PM on Thursday, February 6th, 2025, and I now call this meeting to order. At this point, I would like to do a roll call for attendance and ask our Vice President Howe to take on that role, which is our usual thing that we do on this document called the roll record, which is about to begin right now.
Starting from Executive Council, President Brito,
Here I am.
VP Public President, Vice President of Legislative Affairs, Ashmi. Present. Vice President of Team Development, Sadifu. Vice President of Public Relations, Jackson Winters.
Present.
Supervisor Cole.
Present.
Move to Trucks Campus Senator Avila.
He's present, that line.
Senator Sarah Brunner.
Present.
Senator Riafter.
Yep, present.
Senator Valario.
Senator Villarreal is present.
Move to Regional and Metro Campus Senators. Portage Senator Crowder.
Present.
Reesburg Senator Stacy Brunner.
Present.
At Fort Atkinson Senator Dirks.
Present.
And Goodman South Senator is on next.
Present.
Hey, welcome back. And you're at Goodman South.
Hold on.
Thank you. And just one additional item of quorum. So our Vice President Nevaeh Jackson Winters is online today, but in the Senate bylaws, it does stipulate that Vice President must be present in person unless they're given approval by the General Assembly. So do we generally approve of her? We can do a vote, but if we just generally approve, is anyone opposed to them being online today? They've never done it before, not this semester nor in the previous. Just noting for everyone. So it sounds like we can record. Yeah, we don't need to do a vote. Okay, so then Nevaeh, you are good. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. And they're all approved, everyone. So, okay. Where did the thing go? Oh. Thank you.
Good stuff.
I put it, I actually moved it somewhere. Yep, so next item will be our opening script. Welcome to the General Assembly meeting of Madison College Student Senate. This is a public meeting and will be recorded for transparency and record-keeping purposes. We're gonna cover a few basic items before beginning. If you lose connection at any point during the meeting, you can reconnect by clicking the link or calling the number in your original email. To senators and other members online, please activate your video and keep it on for the duration of the meeting when possible. Use the raise hand feature if you'd like to be recognized to speak, ask questions, or request a roll call vote. As chair, I'll do my best to call on committee members in the order in which hands are raised. Lowering your hand will take you out of the queue. At this point, to our Senate advisor, can we pull up the minutes? And if Lando, you just want to do a quick overview, just something in 1 minute or less, 60 seconds or less.
So last meeting, we had public comment from Dr. Mark Thomas about the executive orders from up above at Washington DC, just keep an eye on all that. Making sure that we're lobbying on behalf of students at different events. There's one coming up that our very own Kai Burrito will be attending in Washington DC, so that's exciting. Let's see what else we had. I know we had a lengthy discussion about the resolution about safety on Anderson Street. So essentially, we're trying to install a crossing guard and include some additional signage to sort of limit the effects that, driving accidents on that road and kind of prevent that from happening. While students are, we got more traffic going over to the student center, for advising. So essentially, and then we just went over some promotional materials for the elections coming up, the Senate election. So, and we do have a few tabled items that we hopefully will get to today, but we'll see. So that's sort of the overview.
Okay, thank you. Do we have a motion to approve the previous meeting minutes?
I move to approve.
Motion to approve by Senator Villarreal, second by Senator Crowder. Is there any opposition to this? You have opposition?
Yep. Can I?
Yes,
Stand
Dan.
discussion now. Okay, in the new business category, when they were bringing up key concerns raised for resolution number 9, I just want the record to reflect that we did not discuss lack of proper signage directing students to the relocated services. I believe that was done well. The discussion around signage is actually signage directing drivers that there will be increased traffic.
So you want additional clarification?
Yes.
Can you write that statement down?
Yeah.
What would you want it to be changed to?
So it would be lack of proper signage directing drivers, or making drivers aware of increased traffic. That would be the better way to put it. Sure.
Do you have that down?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're the creator, so say you are the maker of that motion, so if you would accept that, a friendly amendment to that, passing the meeting minutes with that one addition.
I accept.
You accept? Okay. Is that okay with you, Annette? Okay,
Yes.
any further discussion? The new amended motion to pass the meeting minutes, with that one amendment are we good there? Any opposition, any discussion? Hearing none, we can do a vote of unanimous approval. If no opposition, this passes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, minutes have passed. Moving on, reading and approval of the meeting agenda from President Brito. Currently, we want to make room for our interim vice president here. So I do think there are some things that I would like to actually suspend for this meeting too, mostly because I also did not finish them. I don't feel ready to discuss a stipend review or the winter retreat recap. If we could table those to the next meeting as well, would that be okay, everyone? Yeah, okay.
I move
Thank
to
you for that.
approve.
Move to approve with that amendment. Okay, thank
Yep.
you, Senator Crowder. Second from Senator Dirks. Okay, with that, do we have any further discussion? Okay, hearing none, we can do a vote of unanimous approval. If no one's opposed, this motion passes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Meeting agenda passed. We can move on to public comments. Tina Ahedo, interim vice president of student affairs. Tina recently was working on regional campuses as well as, I forgot the other thing you're working on.
Educational pathways.
Okay, educational pathways. And Tina was just at the district board meeting last night, and there was a presentation by IETC, some people that Tina used to work with as well. And Tina also was pretty active with Goodman South. So I think even Sylvia's met with Tina, and Annette knows Tina quite well. So she's a big friend toward the Senate, and we appreciate her presence here. So without further ado, Go right ahead. The floor is yours.
Great, thank you. So thank you for welcoming me first into your space. I appreciate that and any opportunity to connect with students. I always appreciate as well. It's what I love about this job. So just a little bit about me first, and then I just want to share some updates with you in particular about the resolution that you all passed regarding safety and crossing the street. So I have been at the college for probably longer than some of you have been alive. I've been here since 2003. And during that time frame, I started out when there was a downtown campus. You guys probably drive by it sometimes and still see it. It's kind of shuttered up right now, waiting for our next iteration down there. But I started out in campus administration, and pretty much my trajectory as my job has evolved, it's always had some component of campus administration. So I've always been responsible for making sure that the classrooms are available, that faculty are there teaching, that you've got the student support services that you need to do your thing. Public safety is there, so all the questions that go into ensuring that you have a conducive learning environment, that's been my work throughout my whole time at the college. And so my most recent position prior to taking on this interim role was Vice President for Student Affairs. So Student Affairs is the bucket of the college that deals with instruction, programs, faculty, campuses, all of that goes under that umbrella. And my role was exactly that, the regional campuses, metro campus oversight, so that administration. And then this thing called educational pathways. And under educational pathways, I have programs that have synergy between them. They support each other in the work that they advance. So one is our navigators. Our navigators used to be our recruitment team. They now go into the high schools and they work with students directly, both for dual credit options that are available in the schools, but then also to enroll in our Start College Now, our academies. I don't know if any of you had done any of those options when you were in high school prior to coming to us. They work with those students directly. So I've got the navigators. I've got our K-12 strategies. So everything else about the programming that we offer with school districts and with different community partners to engage in that K-12 population, that is under my umbrella. And then also our prison reentry center, and they do education. We were one of the second, maybe third colleges in a call by the federal government to offer Pell funding for people who were incarcerated to be able to pursue their credential. And so we just went through accreditation. We right now work in 8 prisons. We're looking to expand that. Right now we offer the associate's degree, up to the associate's degree in entrepreneurship and small business operation. And so we're looking to offer, also include the liberal arts transfer program while we're in doing that work. So I have that under my umbrella. And then, what else did I have? I don't remember. And then I was asked, as Dr. Casper, who was our vice president for student affairs, he was asked to take on the presidency while we search for our new president. And I was asked to fill in for him during that time frame. So I'm with you guys probably until about August. I think it's going to be between 6 to 8 months until we get the new person on board and we figure out how we're going to divvy up our job responsibilities again. So you'll see me probably a couple different times. I know I'm scheduled to come again in March. Yep. And I might come before then too, because I kind of like hanging out with you guys. All right. So enough about me. And well, okay, one more thing. Sorry. So prior to being here at Madison College, I worked for some time at UW-Madison, the School of Social Work. Prior to that, I worked with workforce development in their unemployment program. And my family, me, I come from an immigrant family. I grew up in Iowa, and English was my second language until about 6th or 7th grade. I still don't know English very well. And what happens when you're an immigrant sometimes in families is you don't learn your native language very well either. So I actually had to be very intentional about seeking out opportunities to learn how to read and write in Spanish, in addition to just being orally fluent. And I had to work really, really hard to do that, including taking some study abroad opportunities to be able to develop those skill sets. And what happened is I loved working at the UW. I worked with the doctoral students in the School of Social Work. They're all fantastic and doing awesome things. But I really missed speaking Spanish. We did not have Spanish speakers and at that level. And this opportunity came up to work with our downtown campus, who at that time was working really hard to serve an increasing number of Spanish speaking people in our district. And so I jumped at that because it's a skill set. If you don't use it, you lose it, right? Just like with many other things. So having that perspective, both as an immigrant and someone who struggles with the language and, making sure that you're aware of all the resources that are available to you and then acting on them, I think just gives me a really kind of a unique lens into the student experience. So I just wanted you to know about that. And I can speak Spanish now a little bit. Okay, so just so you all know, don't talk about me in Spanish because I got it. Okay. In any case, so that's about me. So I just wanted to then bring you some updates on some of the things that we're working on. So one was on the Student Senate resolution. So we were informed of that. So thank you, Cole. And I want to let you know that the issues that you're bringing forward and how you want to address some of those issues really are issues of the city of Madison.
Mhm.
And so Dr. Silva Ramirez, who is our Vice President for Administration, she is working on this. So she has been in touch with Flan, who is our Director for Public Safety, and has reached out to the city. So they are working on bringing the concerns forward, and then what are some opportunities for us to address them. And in regards to the crosswalk, I guess the city hires cross guards too. They do for the schools, for the school districts. And so I'm assuming they have some kind of training program that, you've got to undergo to be able to direct traffic. So just know that she's aware of all of them. She read the resolution, and we need some corrections, and we'll do that and get her the corrected information as well. But that she's working on it. So you'll expect to hear from her. She's going to come
A couple weeks,
at the end of February.
something like that, yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So you'll hear from her then, and then have an opportunity to ask questions of her at that time as well. Okay. So I wanted to give you that. Secondly, I want to let you know I ran into Mandy, who is the director for our financial aid office, and she indicated that today $9 million is being released in payments to students for their financial aid. So those checks and direct deposits will be going out by the end of this week and into next week. And to remind you all, that direct deposit is the fastest. So if you haven't signed up for that, that really is the most effective and time efficient way to get your hands on the refunds that are coming back to you, but that the monies are being released. And I know that there have been questions around what was happening at the federal level, what that impact was going to be for students. So just to let you know that that is happening this week and early to next week. Okay. And then Kai, I owe you an email on this. It's going to be forthcoming. You're going to get an invite on this.
Okay.
To represent your fellow students. You all took this up as an issue of interest, and in shared governance, our finance council also had taken up this issue of the tuition refund policy.
Yes.
So the WTCS, who is our umbrella system, right? They have oversight for all the technical colleges in Wisconsin. They've decided they're going to take the issue up. And so we are going to be forming a work group that is going to provide data. So what the experience for the tuition refund policy has been with our students, what the impact has been on them, what's been for our finances, and then provide some narrative around what those experiences have been. So Kai is going to be asked to sit on that work group. And along with Bill Dordery, who's our registrar, Dr. Kimani Elford, who is our, he's over the financial aid and the offices, the student offices, student services offices. So he'll be asked to sit, as well as somebody from our finance office across the road. Well, no, you were across the road, they're upstairs now. Our finance office. And the work of that work group is going to be to present our data and then our experience that's going to be considered along with all the other 15 colleges as WTCS undertakes the work. Okay, so it's going to be a little bit long-term, but this is going to be the start of it, which is awesome because it's in statutes. So the work that they have to do is going to inform a potential change in the statute. So they've just got to make sure that they've got all the information lined up that they need to make that kind of a decision. Okay. So how long that's going to take, I'm not sure. We are, this work group will have their report done by spring break. And that first work group of the WTCS is going to meet in April. So we'll see what that timeline looks like. I'm assuming we're going to get more information at that point. But just know that that's coming. Okay. And then thirdly, I wanted to also ask for your assistance. We are undertaking what we're calling a regionals conversation. So the senators out in the regionals, since for you, perk up. I need your help on this one. We are having regionals conversation to share out our Vision 2030, which you guys have seen, right? You have seen all the statements and the work that we're doing around that. And we're really wanting to engage all of our stakeholders out into the regionals. And the regionals at this point does not include Goodman South nor ComApp. So this is Reedsburg, Portage, Fort Atkinson, and Watertown. And what we're looking to do is most likely, we are going to do focus group with students out there. And so just having your help in recruiting students for that opportunity. It's important that we hear from the students, right? Because that's the business that we're in, is providing educational and other opportunities. And I think sometimes there's competing interests, right? Definitely for your time, right? And for other ways for how we could engage in trying to get information that is helpful. So we are most likely going to be doing focus groups and recruiting students, and then of course compensating them, probably a gift card or something for their time. And we're looking to carry out that work in March and April. Okay. So once I have the information and the dates, then who can I share that with to make sure you, okay, to make sure that it gets out to the students and the regionals? Okay. All right. All right. So thank you for that. And then lastly, my last thing that I wanted to bring forward is, you know, externally, the world's been kind of crazy. We're, you know, lots of whiplash around issues that are very important to how we function as a college. And so we have released a couple of communications to students. And so I'm hoping that students are finding the resources helpful. But I'd also like to know if there's other things that you think that we can do, should do to help provide as much information as we can so that students can make the decisions that they need to make and feel like, you know, they're supported. So that was my ask to you all. And then give you an opportunity to ask some questions.
The first question I'd like to offer to is Vice President Hashmi, if you had anything to say specifically on that last statement that was made.
Yeah, regarding the last statement, Valentina, it's nice to see you first of all, and thank you for coming here. I was just wondering, as international students, ICE has been approaching in Chicago, I heard, and I don't know about Wisconsin, but I was just wondering, I know Dr. Kesta have sent out email regarding some resources for international students or for non-citizens overall. If there's a possibility of making more education and printing out materials from the college's side,
Yeah.
and posting them around the campus, especially the Goodman South campus. I know the Intercultural Exchange, i.e., they're doing printing out red cards.
Yes.
I don't know if you heard about them.
Yes.
But I would like to say if it's their possibility to reach out also to the regionals and the South campus to just educate more students about because 100% students are legal in Madison College. They don't accept non-documented students, the policies. but like their parents are like the
Mixed
students.
status.
Yeah,
It's called mixed status, yeah.
right, but like the students come from like immigrant family and some of the parents are not like educated about what's happening, and if we could approach to their parents also, that would be great.
Mhm. So I can share with you, so thank you.
Yeah.
Hassan, for that. I can share with you a couple things. In addition to the resources that you saw coming through for, in the emails. We also have a legal clinic at the college. We were actually the very first in the state to work with Ascendium, a group. Actually, they used to run student loans, so that's how they got their dollars to be Ascendium. They now are a foundation, and they support higher education work all across the country. And we've worked with them to pilot, and now we have fully implemented the legal clinic at the college. And so anytime a student has any kind of legal concern, could be housing, could be family, could be immigration, whatever, they can tap into that resource. And then what they do is they take it and they have a network of lawyers who work with them. And they will do a referral out to that resource. So I want to let you know that that is available. They are having an information session, a virtual information session, coming up, I think on the 7th, I think tomorrow. So I will send Cole you that invite so that you all can receive it. And if you want to attend, you just need to register in advance, and you can do that. Okay. So that's the first thing that I would say. The second thing is that we work very closely with the organizations in the community who, this is the kind of issues that they address. And so getting copies of those cards, absolutely. We're going to be getting a batch from Central Hispano tomorrow. So we'll have those at Goodman South and then share those also with the Dean of Students office. So they'll have those available. They will be in Spanish. There has also been a request to have them translated into Hmong and Arabic.
Yes.
And so we're going to try to pull those off the site and have those available for students as well. So that's what we're doing. In terms of the direct resources, the other thing that we're doing that I think is really important, and I just give lots of kudos to Dr. Casper and the rest of the leadership team, is we are going to be doing a training for staffing. So if people, law enforcement is to come onto campus, we do have protocols. Our information is FERPA protected. You probably had to do some kind of training around that, student records. So there is a privacy requirement by law that we have to follow. And so what do you do in an encounter like that? That's the kind of training that we'll are going to be working to getting to our frontline staff who probably would be the ones to receive any kind of a visit like that. So that is, those are some of the actions that we're taking.
Okay, thank you very much. There are two other people for questions, but first of all, it goes Nevaeh and then Annette. But Annette, I would entertain you to propose a motion to extend by 5 minutes. I think those are all the time we'll have for questions. And if anyone else has questions, you can direct them to Tina afterwards by email. Does that sound good, Annette? Would you like to propose that?
Yes.
Okay, motion to extend made by Senator Crowder. Do we have a second? Second by Senator Villarreal. Vote of unanimous approval. Any discussion? Any opposition? Hearing none, we can vote to extend for 5 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, we have 5 minutes. We're only going to go with VP Jackson Winters and Senator Crowder. So, Nevaeh, go for it.
Hi. Thanks for coming. I guess my question is I guess with everything going on, with I guess federal like not grants but money wise, is there an email being sent to students of kind of just clarification that everything with FAFSA and every scholarship money is okay?
I believe, Nevaeh, I'm not 100%, so I don't want to speak out of turn, but I believe that the financial aid office, they heard that messaging that students wanted more communication. So they haven't acted on it yet. I will find out and make sure that we do that. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to make sure that I let you know that the financial aid dollars for the semester were being released as testament to that.
9 million, right?
9 million.
Crazy.
That's a lot of money, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So thank you. I will bring that forward to them to make sure to confirm that they're doing that.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mine is really quick. You had already covered that it was going to be put in Spanish. I wanted to make sure it was put in French too, because we do have a number of African students that speak Spanish or French based on what part of Africa they're from.
Okay.
And then the only other thing I wanted to mention, or maybe this is a conversation between Kai and Tina, but I feel like there's a number of things right now with our 3-year plan and with FPIC's plan that are overlapping. And so at some point, I think we need to take time to figure that out so that we can work together smoothly, which I had already mentioned to Tina that there were some things that we were overlapping in, like the green, what was it? Yes, the green team, the
Cody?
food waste. There's just a number of things that I noticed from being on FPIC at our meetings so far that we're overlapping with. So, and it sounded like Tina, of course, was always, sorry, I didn't mean to call you my daughter's name, is always really receptive of what we're doing. And so I just want to keep that in mind that we should make sure that we stay in touch. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, well,
Sorry.
maybe, oh, sorry for interrupting. Maybe we can come and do a presentation to y'all from Epic and think about, intentionally, if you have a work group that's, working on these issues, that, we can have some alignment there. I think to me, that makes a lot of sense, especially because the resources, right, are limited. So you want to be able to leverage, be able to have that collaborative work to make your resources go as far as they can. So absolutely. And Annette is, a wonderful representative for you all on that team.
Mhm.
You're familiar with what EPIC is, right? The Facilities Planning and Investment Council, part of our
Yes.
shared governance? Okay. I didn't think you were all greeting me. I'm like,
No. Can you leave it like cracked open?
Yeah, we can have time really for one more question. Yep.
Yeah. Does anyone else have a question? Otherwise, I'll do it. But I can always follow up with Tina later. So, yeah. Does anyone else want to ask a question? Do we give it first to people who haven't asked questions? So anyone that hasn't asked a question first, otherwise Hassan will take it. Seeing none, go for it, Hassan.
Valentina, my another question was regarding the financial aid. I was wondering, it's a problem that many students face that sometime I have a problem with my FAFSA not being submitted or not being there's not corrections over there, like something with their website. And when I go to the financial aid office, they tell me to call the financial aid, even though I'm eligible for the financial aid. It's just their website error with like the new 2025. I was wondering, I don't know if it's in your knowledge that if there's more increased communication with the Department of Education from the schools, so then the students then don't have to struggle with like calling up FAFSA all the time and waiting on those wait times. Yeah.
that's a really great question, Hassan. Yeah, as you are probably aware that they overhauled, the Department of Education overhauled the FAFSA. It's been now a couple of years, and it was probably just a bigger undertaking than they realized. It was understaffed, the whole process was, and it caused all kinds of issues up to and including locking people out of their FAFSA, losing their application, blocking, some of that integration that happened between the IRS, the tax information and the FAFSA. So all of those issues, for sure, our staff has been working so diligently to try to assist the students who have been in those situations. The Department of Ed did indicate that they have rolled out a more bug-free, less buggy, more bug-free version. And so they're really hoping that those issues are going to be reduced to some extent. I don't know if, calling their line, what those wait lists look like anymore, but I do know that the financial aid staff are very aware and that they're doing their best in workshops and one-on-one appointments to help students. So if you haven't tapped into those opportunities to work with folks, just really encourage you to do that. Everybody's aware that the change has caused issues all up and down.
Okay, thank you very much for joining us. So
Thank
that's soon to be Dr. Tina Hato, Vice President or Interim Vice President of Student Affairs. So thank you, everyone. Yeah, and then we'll email you with, I was literally writing an email to you right now, so.
Okay, email me, and then I'm gonna email you about that.
Okay, we have emails. We'll do a
Thank
little
you all.
exchange.
Have a good night. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
Oh, and make sure if you're gonna stick around, that you go to the joyful exhibit downstairs.
Okay.
The art exhibit, Black women.
Yeah.
Oh, love it. Hey, okay, thank you. Okay, that was our public comment. Moving on, we can go to our team building activity. Do you have anything nice and simple for us? No? Well, we did a lot of team building last time. We have a very packed meeting, so maybe it's best that we, just move on there. We can talk about disclosures and recusals. The only, resolution we have up today is a Black History Month, so I don't know if anyone has any disclosures or recusals. I guess we could disclose that Annette is the president of the Black Student Union. And I think, Nevaeh, you've come to some meetings, you're a member generally. So yeah, I'm also a member of Black Student Union. I don't know if anyone else is that. I don't know. Anything else to mention related to resolutions that we may be passing today? Up for discussion? Nothing? Okay, yeah, that's it. So that's all we got for disclosures. Reports from officers, advisors, standing committees, executive council president report. Me, office hours and hosting open office hours. So I just wanted to go over our office hours reference guide one more time so people aren't confused. Do I need to join here? Okay, I need to get off of this. Okay, goodbye temporarily and hello on this device, which is the same device. It's just in the Teams app. Let me share my screen. You see that? Oh, God. I mean, gosh. There we go. Office hours reference guide. So let's just a reminder to everyone about office hours. So below you'll find some formal guidelines for what events and opportunities count for in-person office hours. Attending full events counts as office hours for the week. So town hall, if you do a town hall, like that's it. That's we're good there. Attending WSG meeting. Oh yeah, that pretty much covers all your office hours if you do that. So this was a document from before, just giving you ideas about what counts as office hours. Additionally, we have this other rule that I think me and Cole discussed. If you just like edit me if that's not it, but we're gonna make it so you can do, like one office hour per week, like a limit to that, right? Just doing one office hour and then open, and then you have to announce on a Wolfpack Connect. So only do one of those office hours. You have to do basically, we want our office hours to produce something tangible. We want to have like a resolution at the end of the day or work done to actually progress Senate. It's nice to hold open office hours, but that can't be the only hours that you do. So we wanted to increase productivity of Senate, and we found that having people do only office hours isn't exactly productive. So don't put, starting not this week, but next week, don't put any more than two office hour or any more than one office hour for your in your like office hours log. So that starts next week, Monday, just so everyone knows. I want to have this discussion about it here, and then we can send some emails about people that didn't enter it. And it's just a reminder to people how to fill out your office hours. So you can take a look at mine. So here's what I did here. There was a General Assembly that I was at. Let's just zoom in so you can look at it. So there's the General Assembly that I was at. I was at the Executive Council meeting. There was no College Assembly meeting. So I put excuse there because there was none. I think I'll update it in the future to say like not or like didn't meet or NA, which won't count towards it. So I think I'll change to that SAB. I was at the SAB meeting. And then there was no district board meeting last week. There was one this week and I was there. And then you'll see that I like put my hours in there and I have pretty descriptive things there. So Senate, I worked on the SAB budget presentation. I met with Cole and also worked on the SAB budget presentation. That was a big week for that. We did the compensation study team meeting. I just did general emails. So various people got emails from me. I formatted some of the resolutions. Oh yeah, that's when I was trying to get the library ready. Didn't get that already. For this one, I attended a legislative briefing for the GC trip. I worked on the presentation with more updates. Then I had a meeting with Ellie and got some presentations ready for the GA meeting, prep meeting for the position paper. And then, I was formatting some legislation to be sent over to Mark Thomas and Tina Hato and, that crew. So that's like everything in the hours. This is 11 hours worth of stuff. So I do a lot of stuff for Senate and I don't even mark everything.
Yeah,
So
that's not everything.
no, it's not everything, but just to get a picture of like what I'm spending time on. There's definitely things you could be doing. And, you know, at the end of the day, it's not just worked on SAB presentation, worked on, and then it's not like I didn't have a presentation ready. No, I actually presented that to the SAB on that Friday. So there's and there's a tangible outcome from it. When you have office hours, that's good. But if you're not having a tangible outcome, that's what we want to make sure that our hours are moving towards. We want to be able to look back at the end of it and say, yeah, I actually, I created something that's going to last. Office hours are great, but that's not going to create a lasting impact. It's just kind of like, it's in the moment. So maybe some of those things are needed, but that's why we only want to have one office hour. Does that make sense to everyone? Generally, okay, I'm not hearing anything. I'm seeing a lot of nods. It's good in the room and, online. So that's good. Okay, sounds like we're good on that. And then just letting everyone know, I'm going to be maybe absent. So the week of ACCT, because of the strain on that, traditionally it's been that the president can skip the meeting on the 13th. I don't know if I'm going to or not, but maybe I should. What do you think? Should I skip it? Should I be allowed to skip it? I don't know. I was thinking of skipping it, but I'm kind of addicted to work, so I kind of need you to tell me to skip it.
What would be the reason?
It's just because it's a lot during that week. So I'm gonna be gone in DC for that entire week, and it's like basically full days of work. So should I skip it? I mean, I theoretically can come on Thursday, technically, but there's a lot to catch up on. But I like being here, so I don't know. And that says,
If you don't need to, don't do it.
should I not do
So
it?
much on your
Yeah,
plate.
it's not
Take a break for
required.
yourself.
So should I skip it? Yeah. So Yilong, you got this? Okay, so Yilong's gonna handle it. I won't be there on Thursday. I'm gonna give up some control and not be present all the time. So it's not a vacation. I promise you I'll be doing work. I just won't be at Senate. So there's that. The other upcoming absence that I have, and that's just me, that's an absence. It's like I'm doing it for BPA. I may be gone on the 27th. I know that Linda will be gone on the 20th, or are you gonna be here or?
I might just log in virtually.
Okay, yeah, yeah, I think I might just be asking for permission to show up online for that one then, because I think I got some other stuff going on. But if I need to be absent, I will, and that'll count on my record. So I'm just letting you know that that may happen. But depending on how important stuff we got going on, I might just show up for a bit and then leave like midway through. So then pass that one to you long, just letting everyone know. But that's everything for my reporting. Anyone have questions? Cole, any questions? I think I told you this briefly, but yeah, no questions? Okay, just making sure you're good.
Yep.
Okay, well, if everyone's good on that, we can move on to Yilong and its Administration and Finance Committee, including Student Activity Board in there.
So for finance committee, also for the club funding request, we received since 3 club funding requests this week. Most of them are trips. We like the single one trip to the city Green Bay in Wisconsin. We passed 2 of them, but we reject one, the other one funding, since it's missing some information on the student. Either on the student number or it's the wrong registered. We asked them to resend, to fill in the required information, resend us a request next week. For the student activities board, the most important thing we went over is student leadership compensation. In short, we change many of the position, hourly position, and we increase the payment by, I think, 10 to 30%. Most of the one thing is the maximum hours that a student can work is 20 hours. And whether you are on stipend payment or hourly payment, or you are a mix of 2, you cannot exceed the maximum of 20 hours. And I think we didn't vote on this last Friday, but we are going to vote on this next SAB meeting. That's the end of my reports.
Thank you. Any questions for VP Town?
They just comment. That's only when classes are in session. But during breaks, they can work more than 20 hours.
That is correct.
Yeah,
During
during
breaks,
breaks, yes.
which would include winter break, summer, as well as the spring break count. Cole, do you know?
I do not.
Spring break may or may
I don't
not count. It
believe
doesn't?
so.
Okay.
And the
Just summer and winter.
the 20-hour rule is something we can't change. 'Cause it has
That's
to
a
do with
federal-
international students.
Well, that one has to do with international students. The other thing is a Madison College rule, which technically we could change, but I don't see Madison College doing it. I understand why they don't want to do it. A lot of it has to do with requirements for insurance and benefits, correct? Yeah, and we just found out it would be very unattainable for our student activities fee to support that, because the college does not have a budget to support that.
Mhm.
So that's kind of like, you know, thinking about what we can do, theoretically, we could do that, but thinking about what's realistic to do, that's why we're not really pushing for that. So we're pushing for smaller changes that do make differences in some people's lives, and even everyone's salary, almost everyone's salary is increasing. So next year, if you become someone here that's continuing becomes general senator, it's going up from 750 to 900, I believe.
935.
935, is that what was on the document? Okay, well, you know it more intimately than I do. So, yeah, 935 is what was agreed upon there. So I think that's what we'll be increasing it to. Mhm. Okay, I think that's everything there. So we can move on to legislative affairs. VP Hashmi.
Yeah. Thank you, President Brito. Couple things for you all. I've sent out email. The subject of the email is election tabling. And you guys have to make your calendars available from just let me come from the dates here. Yeah, from the 24th to the 28th. And then there's a link over there, so please sign up. I think it's 2 hours. Right, Cole?
I'm sorry?
For the tabling.
Everyone sign up for 1 or 2?
1 hour.
1 hour,
1
sorry.
yeah.
Yeah, 1 hour.
1 hour, yeah.
It's gonna be just similar to the thing we had last semester. Sorry, what's it called? The thing we had.
Town hall.
Town hall, yeah. And then something else,
One thing too, everyone's required to sign up for it. If you don't go to it, does count as an absence. And you'll have a chance to make it up, and if you don't make it up, that'll be an absence. That one, you can appeal that though.
yeah, go ahead.
That'll also be used like office hour, right?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, something else, I'm working with the public safety director. So you guys have any questions? Hopefully we can bring him here.
Yeah, that'd be good for the parking initiative.
Yeah, so, yeah, that's all from me.
Sure.
I yield.
Use parliamentary procedure. I comment for you. I also directed Declan to reach out because we were thinking of having him head up the public safety committee. So I really wanted you two to work on it and when you had time. So I'm just letting you know that he's also going to be reaching out to him at some time. So the two of you will have a lot to talk about, and I think bringing him to Senate is very possible.
Sure.
The question is thinking about what he'll talk about, but you'll figure it out. The first thing is to have a meeting, tell him your ideas, and he'll tell you what he can and cannot talk about.
The director?
Yes.
Okay.
Flan.
Sure.
Or John Flannery, the official, but let's Flan. Yep.
Okay.
Any further questions for VP Hashmi? Hearing none, we can move on to team development. Vice President Nohaya Sleefu.
Okay, a couple of things. I'm sure Carl will talk about it, but the Winter Fest, it is next week, Tuesday,
February.
from 11 to 1 p.m. Please sign up. I will not be here, but you guys, I believe in you. We need you. We need you to come like 30 minutes early to do the setup, right?
We'll have it set up a little bit beforehand, but yeah, it could be the 15 minutes.
Yeah, to do the setup and be like 15 minutes later to put everything back up together. And it will be like 2 hours. You can do like 1 hour. I mean, at least show up. And you can use that at office hour. So please coming in. So that will be next Tuesday, the 11th at the room D1630 at Madison College. And that will be the next Tuesday, so the 18th at Goldman Sachs. For the same time, so come early for the setup and then stay a little bit late. Now for the whole town, that will be just right after the election tabling. So that will be May 2 to 6. So that would be like Monday to Thursday, no Friday. Do we need you guys to do at least 1 hour? And that is like is a requirement. So you need to be like for at least 1 hour. I will do send the email probably tomorrow or next week, Monday. So put that on your schedule. And if you can have like two people on the same time, that would be nice. So one can take your question and one can do some games and do that and give the free t-shirt away. That can attract like students coming in. Yeah, that's all. Questions?
Oh,
You said this event was on February 18th?
Yes, the winter fest.
Okay, I thought that was one of the same days as the legislative summit. Maybe I'm wrong.
It is.
Too.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Because that was.
The 18 is Goodman Soft and the 11 it is the one that is drugs. So next week Tuesday.
Okay.
Oh, I can also give my voice to Annette. She's saying something in the group chat. Do you want to talk, Annette, about the school food dinner?
Sure. I just dropped information to save the date. Everyone is invited to the Black Student Union event. It's a soul food meal that we do in it's not just hosted by us. United Common Ground helps to put it together, and all students are invited, family members. So if you just want to save that date, February 26th, it's a Wednesday. And I don't know if it's going to be at 4 o'clock yet or 6 o'clock, but as soon as we have our next meeting, we'll have that figured out. We almost had to cancel because we were worried no one was able to attend. That was like part of the host, but it looks like it's going to work out. Thank you, Nahaya. Oh, and can I say one more thing, Nahaya?
Go ahead. Oh.
And that's it. She's.
She'll come back
She's
on.
coming back, yeah.
Yeah.
Words.
No, that's part of, I would say that, well, while she's gone, that is part of like the resolution for Black History Month. That's big Black History Month event. I do plan on volunteering there, whether it be an hour or maybe more, but probably just an hour. Commit to an hour and we do more, it's a gift. That's how you do it. So that's how a busy person gets things done. So yeah, I do plan on being there. There is food there. Last year was really good food. It was like soul food from Fair Wet Kitchen.
Some wings.
Yeah. No, it was good stuff.
Yeah.
And it's always fun. It's like Linda will be there to like host the event. So, Declan, you were at Hmong New Year, so it's a similar event to that, but obviously different cultural things going on. It's not gonna be on the weekend, but it's that type of event where it's like a cultural celebration. And like Declan went to Hmong New Year. If you want to share your experience before we wait for Annette to hop back on.
They also do some games too. So that is like fun. People come with family, you're on the bunch of table, play some games. So it's fun.
How was your experience volunteering at Hmong New Year?
I was there for the Clarion.
Oh.
Covering the event. And I will say that I got to talk to a lot of people who work in different institutions around there was a career and employment services, Asia. I had a great conversation with him. I learned a lot about the iconography that was on a lot of the textiles.
Yeah.
I learned a lot about the processes for making rice and packaging it. And then there was a great degree of representation from local restaurants. It was interesting to me that other institutions like a Grace Hospice Care came in and tabled at the event. It definitely showed to me that the event is something that is being widely regarded where people will show up in large numbers.
Yeah, I was there as a volunteer, and is she not back on?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, maybe her computer died, turning it back on. So we can move on, but that's all we'll say there. We can move on to VP. Thank you everyone for sharing experiences, and now we'll move on to VP Nevaeh Jackson Winters. So they're free to go. Are you ready?
Yeah. Hi guys. Sorry if I'm laying down like this. My head hurts really bad, but I guess updates is we had a meeting Friday 12 to 1, and Angel joined us, Jose joined us for a bit. Angel is one of our new members on public relations, so and we worked on, I believe we worked on the feedback we received from last Senate meeting on the posters, so we kind of fixed the fix the posters. And now, um, now we're kind of, I just want to like, I don't know how to explain it, but work with team development on like working on those name tags, and I have some drafts up already of how name tags could look, and it can be adjusted either way. But if anybody wants to add on to that, feel free to, because I might have forgotten some stuff. My mind is in a jungle right now.
Okay. Do we have any questions for VP Jackson Winters?
I have a comment.
Comment.
I know at work we use these magnetic name tags,
Mhm.
and that they're just a little piece of a magnet, and they go through cloth, then you can just the label printer just put the name. You know, that might be an idea that might be very accessible.
I think we're currently exploring the STEM Center because it would be free at this point in time. Perhaps in the future, it's something we could do, but yeah, we didn't budget for that. But it's not like we don't have money, so it's something to consider. But I don't know. Do we have time right now for that, or is that a option, Cole,
To explore like the metal type.
to buy that type? Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure we do have time. I think what we'd have to do is, us as the exec council sit down and look at what we want to use and what's the reusability and sustainability of it. Because with some of them, yeah, some of them it's just a simple sticker you put on it. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them get a little bit more creative and they're only like a one-time use.
Mm.
But we could also, depending on how it is, you could get 3D printed ones and we could simply purchase the magnets. You can buy them separately. To take some super glue and then you have reusable magnets that should be able to last for a while.
A fun little craft project.
100%.
That'd be Ashray.
I'm not sure if you had a conversation with Director Lee about the name tags yet.
I have not been able to, no, not with the, how today. Appreciate it. Learned about taxes today.
Fun. You get it now. Okay, well, with that, I don't think any further questions from VP Jackson Winters. I guess we are now going back to Annette, if that's okay. Sounds like it can. Yeah, Annette, if you want to finish your statement quick.
I don't even know what you guys heard last because everything just closed on me.
You can just start all over.
I think you just like, you know,
you
talk
said
again.
one last thing and then.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I was just trying to mention the soul food meal at the end of February. It's on a Wednesday. Please come. Please sign up to come so that we make sure that we have enough food. And then I was trying to make sure that you guys knew that the gallery event started today that Tina was mentioning, that there is food downstairs too, if you decide to go and check that out. And I included information about the program within the notes, and that some of the artists that actually do the different designs are in-house as well tonight for the program that's going on, and they love to take pictures with people. So Kai and I took lots of pictures with the artists last year.
Last year, yeah. We wrote an article too. Looks good. She made the front cover.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay. Well, thank you very much. Looks like we can move on to the advisor report. Advisor Callie Okerto.
So, real quick, couple of quick things. One, yes, if you can give us even an hour of your time on, February 11th or the 18th to have Senate represented at Winterfest, I would greatly appreciate it. It's the one time I'm not able to be at either of them, being that I'm working one and we have the legislative seminar happening on the 18th. So anybody that can help us out, greatly appreciate that. Secondly, email I sent out on Friday. I apologize it got to y'all late. However, we are still looking for at least 1 or 2 representatives to be our liaisons to student life and to essentially, well, the student life facilitates it, but Madison College in a way to work to identify our next off-campus housing partner. Rent College Paths is the program that we've used previously. We are no longer continuing our contract with them due to a variety of technical errors and other responding issues that they just are not able to fulfill. We have 2 other contracts that are going to be coming up and 2 vendors coming on campus. It's going to be happening all in this month. I don't have a timeline yet. I've asked Ellie to give me that timeline in case that would sway some of y'all a different way. But if you're willing to give, it would be no more than 3 to 4 hours max throughout the entire experience to represent Madison College, to meet with these vendors, kind of get the rundown and see how it goes about. You could be the individual that makes the deciding choice of who is going to be our next off-campus housing vendor. So if you want to do this, if you're like, I'm ready to commit, the only thing I don't know is dates, shoot me an email saying you commit, and then I will connect you with Ellie. And then as soon as I do have dates, I will let you all know so that if you want to participate, more than welcome to.
Is anyone here generally interested in that? Is anyone thinking about it? For housing?
Angel, okay, Angel's got his hand up.
You could fill the role.
Yeah, so it's like 3 people here. Any new people like working on affordable housing? I thought.
Yeah. Even if y'all aren't a part of study yet, y'all can participate too.
I thought that meeting with them tomorrow.
You can still just think about it. I want you to think about it. So if you are interested in that, because I feel like that was something we talked about at one point in time.
I do want to.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So like talk to him about that tomorrow because that could be a thing. Even if you don't want to join Senate, that's something you could do. So I just wanted to open that to you. Make sure you knew. Yeah.
Yeah, so shoot me an email. We'll go from there. What's up?
So House Pads, or I don't know what's their name is, it's like a company that the college pays for them.
Yep,
Provide
and then they will have off-campus housing, apartments. I've never lived off campus
Sure.
in terms of renting, but they have those types of things available and they will have specific ones that will work through their program versus other programs. Like there used to be one called off-campus housing. That was a little company is what it was called. And they would have certain specific like apartment complexes and stuff that they would market out through their program.
And so the college is looking for a new.
partner. And I believe it's specifically student life, but we all facilitate that to help in the issues and concerns. Awesome. The only other thing before I pull up this email, I believe I wanted to talk about is, we are coming up on just about a week before Senate applications open up for the 2025-2026 school year. So if that is something you are considering here in the future, be advised that goes live at 8 a.m. on Friday. We're going to have a massive email that goes out to all 16,000 people. And that'll be up and running. The more information to come. So that is on its way. So the big thing I wanted to share with y'all is I've been working with President Brito about an email that we're looking to send to certain legislators for the legislative seminar. And one, it's a great opportunity to work on networking and reaching out to individuals, especially within political offices, if that's something that you really do like. Secondly, you would be facilitating that conversation on behalf of Madison College. So with that, we wanted to get your insight quickly on this template email that myself and President Brito worked on. This is also one that was shared between advisors. I can't go larger because it cuts it off, so I apologize, but I'll read it to you all quick, just so you all can see it. Hello, Representative, insert your name here, office. My name is blank. I'm a student at Madison College in Madison, Wisconsin. I will be attending the annual Wisconsin Student Government Legislative Seminar in Madison in February. We have a hyperlink so that they can see what it is. Hopefully they know that we're coming. I'm ready to request a 30-minute meeting with, this one was to Representative Murphy, or someone in his office during the seminar. The purpose of this meeting is for student leaders like me to share our unique experiences at our technical colleges and to advocate for topics that are important to us and WSG. I anticipate we'll figure out the number of people attending here.
Yeah.
Might be in attendance. Are you available to meet at, it would be on that Tuesday, February 18th. If not, please suggest a time that works for you. Letter of support, your support technical education is awesome. We appreciate that. We also need to have some flair to this as well. Generally, as you've been able to review this, does anybody have any immediate feedback just to this as a whole? If we were to say that we're going to send this with the added information into it, is there anything you would change or anything that should be modified?
Just a point to make. I did. I don't know if you were able to read the thing I sent to you. I sent to you like 30 minutes before the meeting. So I just put a point to add the position paper onto it and reference the position paper.
Yes.
That's the
Yeah.
only other thing.
Cool. Yeah, and I will work with whoever it is that sends us because it should be coming from students. I will work to make sure that we get it situated for y'all and we'll include all that because that's 100% correct. Given that that's awesome.
Thank you.
So to add on to attaching the position paper, what if we included just a very small bullet summary of the 4 main issues of the paper, just in the text of the email? What do you think about that?
OER funding, Wisconsin grants funding, and then the general aid request
Yeah,
with
just so they have
the points, the 4 points on there. That's like a, I don't know if you want to think about it, it's kind of like a mini 7 points in a way, but yeah.
right.
But yeah, well, yeah, I think that's a good idea. Yeah, you could do it. That's the flair we're talking about. Flair gives you some room. Yeah, if you're gonna be taking a lead on that, that's kind of up to you. With the approval of Cole, I'm sure that whatever Cole approves is gonna be fine, and that's really you. So if you're, because so for everyone's knowledge, Declan was gonna work on that unless anyone's like wants to work with him on that. Otherwise, I was fine with him doing that.
So these emails are gonna be only going to the representative
Yes,
Representatives and senators.
Yes.
and senators?
we have 4 key ones that we're looking to reach out to because they sit on either finance committees or committees related to colleges and universities, but we probably will cast a wider net. Those will be our priority ones to send out, and we'll cast a wider net to maybe some of the other folks as well. As we have about approximately 13 to 15 senators and representatives within all of our districts representing all of Madison.
And hypothetically, if they say meet with our council, would we still meet with the council or would
Yep,
we
Of
skip?
course.
No, 100%. We'll be with whomever.
Like, I mean, the council as their assistant.
Their assistant, yeah.
We'll be any office staff.
Yeah, and that's somewhat typical. Sometimes
Okay,
it's hard for them, and it's not like they're just not able to be everywhere at once. They might not meet with them, but it's still important to meet with them either way. So that's totally fine to do that.
I'll answer. Annette, you have her hand up?
I just wanted to mention, I think we should have something very brief about what WSG is. And I know that we have to click here for more information, but I think it should just be like 1 or 2 sentences acknowledging that we are all of the technical colleges and that we're non-bipartisan so that they can see
Yes.
that information right away.
No problem. Anything else? Seeing none, the last bit of information I want to give y'all is that if you didn't register for the deadline, or you're like, I can only make it on Tuesday, which is when we're actually meeting with the legislators, you can still attend. I need to know by, let's call it Tuesday of next week, because I want to make sure that I can reach out and talk with y'all. That if you were not registered to attend, which those of y'all that reached out to me, I asked you for your food preference, which tells me you registered. Let me know, and I will get you the information of where to meet us at the Capitol on the 18th to be a part of our group. Be advised, might be following the steps of some of the other folks who are attending the WSG legislative seminar, because the Monday before us meeting with the representatives is typically like our prep session to get ready for those meetings. But if any of y'all want to come on Tuesday, totally fine. We'll identify where we want to meet here. Typically, it's running about 9 a.m. to noon is the typical time frame for meeting with those legislators. Could go later, but I don't anticipate it based upon previous experiences from what I've heard. Dirks?
Are we required to go up the Sunday night before? Or is that just?
Yeah, if you registered, got to be there. For all
There is a
that.
meeting on Sunday night too.
Okay.
Yes,
And then for those that you're allowing to come on Tuesdays, where did you want us to report to at 9:00?
that's what we're gonna figure out. Because I also got to figure out where it is we meet up at the Capitol. We'll talk about how to dress, what to prepare for and stuff as we get closer. That's not an issue as of right now, but that'll be coming on down the pipeline. Any questions? Seeing none, I yield.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. And something I wanted to come back to, I have this downloaded, I do. I forgot to talk about this in the agenda, so we're just coming back to something I never addressed. Let me share my screen. So this is the inclusion belonging coordinator roles and responsibilities. There's a small stipend during the academic year, and what the inclusion belonging coordinator is supposed to do is organize students and efforts to promote a more diverse, equitable, inclusive, and accessible campus with a strong sense of community identity within the student body. The IBC will achieve these ideals by acknowledging, understanding, and ultimately closing the equity gaps for students, especially those from underserved, traditionally underrepresented, and historically marginalized groups. We're supposed to work on student outreach and engagement, communication, collaboration, and campus climate and intergroup relations. AKA, they're supposed to be like a unifying force within the student body and work closely with ELT, UCG, intercultural exchange, and university communications and marketing. So if you're basically this position's like, if you are all about getting to know people and showing up to community events, this is a way to get paid to do that and make your office hours kind of set up for that. So there's like more traditional roles of what you're supposed to do on here and what you're supposed to serve on. But this is kind of like what it's all about. So if you want to know more about it, let me know if anyone's generally interested right now in taking on that role. It is additional work. to be doing on top of your Senate commitments. So that's just something to think about, with that. Anyone generally interested, or you might want to take some time to read about it, probably. Everyone, okay, this was something we made last year, and Layla was in that position, but she unfortunately had to resign, and that's kind of it. VP Hashmi.
Do we have any updates about creating a new position for VP? Because I need to know for the election marketing.
That won't be related to the election at all. That'll be something that they vote on, but no one will be running for that position. Does that make sense? We'll be getting people to vote on whether we can have that position, and at some point we'll fill it out, because we're not gonna be funding that position currently. So that's something that we're just asking people, can we create it? We
Yeah.
won't be creating it next year.
We will not be creating.
The goal is to get the permission to create it, and then next year they're gonna finalize, well, now we have the
Oh.
position open for another vice president. What are they gonna do? So they have all year, they have basically that fall semester to figure out what it's gonna do.
Okay.
And then in the spring semester, they'll be running. So that's nothing you have to worry about now. We just have to get people to frickin' vote for it. Sorry, my language.
Yeah, because me and Cole were talking about it, so. I don't
Yeah,
know.
no worries about that. I did listen to your transcripts of
Okay,
the meeting
thank you.
last night, so no worries. Yep, that's the only thing to worry about. Anyone have further questions about this position? Anyone interested in the position? No? Okay, well, you don't have to be. We'll send this out again for you to read it. So thank you very much, everyone. Moving on, we can talk about unfinished business. We're tabling the first two items in that and going right into the 3-year plan brainstorm session. So thank you, everyone. Last year, you remember the 3-year plan, correct? It's a really big document, sorry? Very ambitious document. Yeah, you can't exactly do everything, but doesn't mean we should have outlines to say that we want to try to do those things. The main areas that we were going to work on are, let's see if I can open up the 3-year plan from this year. And again, I'll share my screen. So here's our 3-year plan. It's 17 pages long. And generally what we're looking to do is there's accomplishments. Keep going through. Okay, big things are campus sustainability operations, Goodman South and regional campus outreach advocacy, and then alumni relations. So the big thing that we wanted to figure out this year is like, what do we want to continue? Like, how do we expand any of these things? And what specific things are we going to do in order to make this better? So we wanted to take some time to think about that. Like I previewed it last time. This time I'm actually opening up the document for the 3-year plan, 17 pages long. So we can read that another time. That's mainly Yilong's role to talk about things and like update it. And those are things to think about. I'm going to give Yilong the floor to talk about what his vision was. And then we're all going to have like do a little breakout. We're going to talk about how to implement our ideas for what the next year plan is going to look like. And he's going to take a look at it. And then when he's ready, he'll present it out to us before our presentation to the SAB. Does that sound good in terms of timeline? And Lando's there too. So Lando and Yilong will be presenting that, as well as anyone else if they want to come to it. Only one other person, because that's too much otherwise. Does that generally sound good? Okay, well then Yilong, go for it.
So currently, we have 3 ideas for our 3-year plan. First, we want to start to solve the alumni issue, and we can start to make transfer students in UW system schools to build some heritage club for MATC transfer students. Then we will try to reach out to these clubs, and we hope this club will also try to reach out to us. We can, after connection, we can try to offer some transfer advising or class selection advice in MATC. Secondly, we want to set up a new VP position for reaching out to the regional campuses by holding by holding a committee or meeting before the GA meeting. And this meeting will be held like rotating in a way that it will rotate each week in each of the regional campuses, with each regional campus's senators to attend with that VP. And basically, the goal is to bring the announcement from the GA meeting in the Trust campus, and also listen to the feedback from the regional students. Finally, we want to improve the engagement of marginalized groups in our campus. And this time, our group is student parents. We want to improve student parents' engagement in the student life and campus events. We are thinking about maybe if we don't, we hope we can have a committee of student parents and we can set up a coordinator with the group. And that's all the current ideas for our 3-year plan. Also, we can talk about the PBI stuff, because that's a project that will take couple of years to finish. So we can try to, by the Heritage Club, we can have, group of MATC CS students to work on that. Yeah.
I have a quick question, for the VP, the regional, VP. Is that the VP that you're talking about for next year?
No, we were thinking about turning that into a coordinator position, because it's easier to do that. They would be, hopefully running some sort of committee.
Oh, so next year we're not gonna have we're not gonna plan for a new VP?
We are, that's just not the one I was thinking of.
Oh, okay.
The sustainability person was gonna be the VP, or is that?
No. So yeah, here's the overview. We were thinking of creating a series of coordinators. That would be like one related to regional campuses, one related to sustainability.
Oh, so it's a coordinator for me.
Well, that's the easiest way to get it done, because we don't know if it's gonna happen. So we shouldn't plan for that vice president yet until we know it's gonna be for sure. Otherwise, we have to pass the work on to the next people. So that's why the easier way to get our issues done is to work with a coordinator and let that coordinator do it. But there's also more particular coordinators. There's a coordinator related to inclusion and belonging on campus. There's a coordinator related to regionals, a coordinator related to sustainability. And then, I don't think we're ready for childcare because it's not one of our main issues, but I think next year we'll direct next Senate to work on how to create a position for childcare, because we don't have anything written down yet. It'll be easy to create a position for regionals and for sustainability, because that's part of our 3-year plan currently. So we can do that quick and then fund that next year. So you know what? Next meeting, I won't be here, but I'll be here in spirit, writing very many pages for you all. So you'll be here at the meeting. I'll just be doing the background work, and the week after that, I'll present. Sound good? All right, sounds good. Now, we have a little activity for you all, so let's get active. I think there's only gonna be a few groups, but why don't we split the groups? So like, we'll just go here. Nohaya, this will be your table. You'll be in charge of that. Let's see, Yilong, you can be at this table here. And then Hassan, you'll get a table right over there. And then Nevaeh and Cole can work online. So why don't we split up? Because you're gonna talk about what do you want to see different on the 3-year plan? How are you gonna improve campus? So let's split up. I don't know, Lando, if you want to go with Nohaya, and then you want to go with Hassan, and then you can go with Yilong. Sound good? What, sorry?
I didn't nobody, just.
What, Lando?
I know.
We split up too, yeah.
No,
So Evan, you're gonna work with Evan, so you
Give me
got
the
Evan.
blue.
Yeah, yeah, blue.
Yeah.
Okay,
And your twins.
and one of you will have to come over here with Hassan.
I'm waiting for.
Are you the one being sworn in? or-
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yilong, if you wanna go with them,
You guys.
and then what's your favorite marker color? Give me them red.
You wanna write down?
Okay, I guess you got the brown one left over.
Right. I'm the
And then
communications
Jose,
guy.
and then is there someone new I was gonna take? Oh, which one of you two wanna come with Hassan?
Ideas.
You want? Okay. Sure. So you can work with Quinn over here. And the goal is just for you to think about, well, what would you wanna see on the 3-year plan? Oh, what was this? Oh, I remember what this was for. Okay.
The alumni foundation, it's like same with the club.
Yo, yeah, so you're talking about, make sure we're not writing everything you're working.
Writing.
Yeah, but I wanna overrate it. Okay, this is time for you to talk about what's important about your plan. So you can write interactions and stuff on that. And then we'll do a mini vote, not this week, but next week. Hopefully y'all can handle that, just like for what you want to be in the pre plan, how it wants to be presented, yeah.
Like,
Okay, this person can go to like.
Yeah, it's like, every organization.
Exactly, that's.
People online.
And once you get sworn in, or
Diversity.
you're already gonna have to.
Yeah, right.
You don't have to know about any, like, laws information, but basically like, what's your protection? Till 2027, what would you like to have? Yeah,
Your present in the like.
I don't know, we can come with any ideas, we don't have to go to the.
Also,
Okay.
like, is there?
But we got a lot of.
What we're talking about. Well, then. If you're struggling to go to these mental begin with your own health and everything, every penny counts.
Because
You're not gonna pay for that, you're gonna be like a scout, and it's like scout.
So like, oh, this person has.
Something that we have to, like, we have to execute it. Yeah.
Whether that's like on purpose or not, definitely
Right.
ask people first, like even starting now.
Putting in the plan.
Maybe,
Okay, yeah.
maybe not, but maybe like you could ask your friends, ask your fellow classmates, get the word on this.
I think, right, housing for students,
Right.
like, you know, the nowadays, apartments, they ask like for social security, like credit support, they ask you like,
PR team.
your previous renting history, and then they ask you like for your, I don't know. They have like a big application, and most students don't have those kind of,
She drives.
things, like, they don't have. like,
That's the premium.
Right, we're coming down.
Yes.
It's not like
That's kind of run into it. I've been asking people, kind of,
I get a few people like.
I mean, probably we can do it.
And I'm understanding the resolution for,
Another hourly session.
Yeah,
more.
probably like 4 to 5 hours. And you
What
can-
hours is that?
No, yeah.
We're thinking like, well, it could just be more of,
So
just
maybe
recruiters.
change.
Like
things
literally,
around.
I mean, obviously, we promote our Senate, and we represent, but we're not acting, most of the time, we're not actively going out and like, hey, you know, do you know, like, I mean, during the town hall,
Yeah,
but
okay, so
outside of that,
I guess we're
like,
going back to the idea
we're
of
trying to bring more outside people in, like, I think having like official recruiter positions would be good, and that could be the sole focus, bring in new people.
You would have to talk to housing. I like your idea about that, 'cause there's a whole network.
Wait, if I do hourly?
Then, right,
Well,
because then basically every group goes like,
Where those spots.
well, then where's our recruiter? And then it sounds like all of it.
Yeah, it sounds like,
If I bring a recruiter, then it's
APA, like, kinda, we're on different, no, she wasn't, we're on different.
We got to like,
Unless you want to get to make that big change, I already used all my points on the SAV to get all those hourly positions. position, so I'm kind of out low on change points right now. I'd like to have some more ignorance,
Yeah, just good work improvement. Could be something kind of, I guess directed by the PR team in particular. Just have a handful. Sometimes most of us attend a lot of events and maybe we have posting cards. Should we have, I mean, once we have the name tag, should we also have like the individual like business cards?
Write it down.
And then maybe.
Good idea.
Something that's
Yeah.
more.
Might get expensive.
Okay, public safety, are we all getting our own tables?
We're talking about improving parking. I have my own.
Can't make people
See, if you want to own a taser, you have to be willing to get tased. That's what I've learned about.
Like hope that.
Yes.
Yes, actually. You end up pretty more training than anyone else.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun though. Yeah, it staves off boredom actually. Humans do prefer physical being.
I know, are you talking about that study where people, there's so much to do now in your role?
Just press the button.
Even if they know they're gonna get.
Even if they can't, I know where you're.
They grab it back.
There's a fun study on UW campus you can sign yourself up for. They paid me $60 to get shots for not quite good videos. Could be worth it for you.
Next.
I did that when I was like. Stand there,
We do have a
got shot.
board course, but it is not.
Yeah. I got that.
Yeah.
While you're here, we're really first a lot on premium parking and
Like initially, and it is required, I think, to work as a, student employee, you do have long-term.
Nobody has.
Yeah, that's my experience.
When do we,
Also, we're talking about running that
I
test.
think once we get through,
Ethics in here.
once we get through those,
Really want to get people
the
on board.
full looks at them, grades them, and then if you're back to athlete.
What is it?
Director of student life,
Well,
and be like,
from
hey,
what I
they
understand,
completed the training, they're eligible for the
parking more equitable than a year
That's
long.
sort of how-
I think the first thing that I really want to do is like reach out to new students.
Yeah, exactly. Just to see if
Oh,
you're
so
good
have to give
at
them
it
some
too.
priority for people that work,
Like
so
obviously, you
employees
don't
that
have
have work on
something that's
campus.
fine, but if you're consistently like doing better than everything, that should be.
Well,
a
people would be
really-
paying for it themselves, so every
Yeah.
student pays transportation,
Basic foundation.
to pay into
Maybe
either the
having like a
maintenance and
baseline.
security of the parking
I
lot
don't know.
or the
I
bus
would
program.
exclude people as
I
like,
think
hey,
right
you're
now,
really good
people
at
are,
learning, but-
more of the funds go towards the bus.
I know you're
You could do it.
More of the funds
Are
go
you
towards
reading
the
the
bus and shuttle, and towards parking, but it's like PR. Like 60/40.
No, it's not like, it's not like, I don't really, if you don't get a 70% on your midterm,
On the bus,
like, it's not one of
it
those.
costs a little bit to people, but everyone's paying that $35. Within 3 years, slated to go up to 45, this upcoming semester, so.
How can we?
Or for next year, not for this year, but,
Whatever it is that.
that's just something to think about.
Okay. Like
So-
even current members are.
So basically,
Just
on the program,
refresh your
and
credentials.
Itemizing out some actual ideas here.
We talked to public safety and the public safety advisory committee.
I
Set
know.
up your skills relevant.
And
Yeah,
next week,
so
right? Yes,
when
and
you
we'll
get
allocate
back,
spots.
So if
Then,
you're trying to.
I think we should get together on the school receiving funding, and we might take applicants based
So
on
within the school where they're probably
merit
spending
or
a
common.
And also when
And
we.
they will be reserved for the duration of the study, we'll take statistics on this, and then.
But I think it'll be better.
I don't know how it was last year, but
You think better on.
yeah, exactly.
I have access to SPSS.
The only reason I knew about Senate was because
We're gonna
I
use
graduated one of the I got the very end of last semester.
So if you wanna come to
I didn't know much about it.
Otherwise, I'll get it to you after Friday. I'll be meeting with Madison Metro for a different project, at the end of this month. Hopefully. But I'll let you know.
Okay, yeah.
So, you got
An idea for a 3-year plan. Long time.
Yeah, they're doing really well.
Okay, he's bonking you on the head with knowledge. I mean, what you got? Did you literally just talk to him about it?
Well,
Okay,
just,
keep talking.
just a pod, you can cover it.
Okay, keep talking, keep doing your thing, I'll let you, yeah. Are they set? How much more time do we have? Like 5 minutes? Oh, yeah. Let's just take 5 more minutes and I think next meeting, all of them.
Oh, yeah.
Each of their ideas, so let's just try and review what. So we really want to.
Yeah.
Or actually, he's working online.
Speaking on that, next
I'll
week,
have everything here.
they do some
Thank you.
argumentations for our Instagram page. And
4 more minutes, just letting everyone know.
commercial revenue.
Wait, hi.
What?
Who's taking care of the Instagram?
Yeah, but they built something.
That's Nevaeh and the president.
Right.
So you,
Yeah, because I'm on Instagram a lot, although this semester I'm not.
Right.
Except for today.
Follow me on Oh, yes. Yeah, I stopped doing. I did, I'm sorry. You know who got me back on the snap?
No.
Right, I didn't. Yeah, Nick was like,
And then I did that promo where I was kind of bashing the street and you kind of had to jump in and try and clear things up.
A larger population, larger.
Yeah. I like this idea.
I just sent that to Tina. Yeah, I literally sent her that idea to Tina.
Hey, Kai, would you mind giving up
Tina's about to.
would you mind giving up some DNA?
This could be some application like on campus that, or I think in Madison College that ensuring that this is not.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah.
Just have one, just for all the vacant positions. Just another Kai.
I'm gonna ask a question.
Right, yeah, textbook, Right. Maybe it can be something moving like along.
yeah, it's gonna be
Well, they already have their line. That's why we're gonna take some for students, but.
Be an honorary member.
Would you say like?
I know, right?
It's like the, where there's.
Yeah.
Different variants of Kai. Students show up.
Brought me to center.
Yeah, you see Leah and then me talking to you, or was there other people that influenced your decision? I was curious, because they were wondering for their purposes.
Another thing.
I didn't know how to do that.
How to do this for an hour.
Cause I know I talked to you, but I wasn't sure if I was gonna go read something, so.
2 more minutes.
Thank you.
Any more people out there to.
Visas and regulations are not.
I know we always.
Yeah, more affordable.
And I talked to you about the bylaws.
From
the team effort.
We just talking.
From lower income.
That initially piqued my interest.
Okay.
I'll say that right now.
So Senate jacket's actually weird.
Yeah, Madison College could be the
Okay.
first destination.
Good to know.
Improve their
Sorry.
life.
Yeah, I had to like think back there. What actually got me involved?
Is the branding.
Sure, we could.
Okay, that's fine.
More affordable.
They as a marketing site. Yep, that makes sense. See parking in the front.
Sure, yeah.
So we were thinking about it.
Is-
Sure, you ask you about the check.
Yeah.
Is it possible for us to have a? No.
Oh, wait. It's possible.
So like.
That's definitely something that's more in Ohio's domain. Why don't you talk to her real quick right now?
Right.
About what?
Yeah.
Like interview Madison.
Oh,
It's very.
Only space.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is
I
what I.
was pretty caught about the budget.
Can't really get
So you.
Very sophisticated.
Yeah, we did that, but the one thing that I want to do is,
Like this.
there's seminars happening for national students, and they have to take some classes.
Yeah, we need to.
Oh,
And
yeah.
those classes are just like.
One more minute, we'll be wrap it
We could
up.
Go to those seminars and just introduce us to the international students.
Future, I like the idea of starting to privatize this part.
Maybe, I don't know what the, it could even be a lot for one, so we want to be.
Yeah, they never fly.
I don't know.
They never fly.
I would.
Right.
They're coming here and I have to go where it's got, like, I think there's part of the GoPro on the, you can literally attach it on it.
Interrupting is not real way. That might be very difficult. The issue is, otherwise.
Right, yeah.
I would look for like, I would say, oh, yeah, these spots are, this is what goes on here.
These are the houses.
If you sign it, you're living in this neighborhood. If you sign it, there could be public safety that drives around.
They don't know
that patrol. Maybe, yeah.
Right.
But in that.
Okay, let's start getting back to our seats.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, everyone.
Bring these.
Are
you gonna be?
Next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can have it up, and then we'll do that. I'd like to have you on that committee.
Of course,
We did that there.
Right, yeah, stuff. What were you talking about, Hassan, this plan? Was your three-year plan?
Housing, construction on campus.
You should talk about that rent stuff.
Yeah.
Talk to him about it if you have time. Okay, thank you, everyone. Unfortunately, because due to our constraints with timing, we won't be able to share this week, but I think next week will be a good opportunity for you all to share and just have a bigger discussion about what you want to have in the three-year plan. Obviously, we can create a PowerPoint for some of VP Tao's ideas because he's taking the lead on that, along with members of the Finance Committee, which is VP Salifu and Senator Dirks, who is also the SAB alternative. So the three of them, along with me, because every year the president takes on the role of doing the three-year plan. So those are the people that'll be doing it ultimately, but obviously we're going to listen to you and we're all going to find something that we can all agree on. So thank you. And next week you'll present it all and have a much bigger discussion. It'll be like a 30-minute allocated time. So I think that'll be good.
Yeah.
Okay, next time, scheduling committee times. My screen still sharing?
Yep.
I'm sorry. Did I just do that or was it always like that?
Like that.
Oh, gosh. Sorry, everyone. I forced you to look at an Inception screen of yourself. I can't even find anything.
Is this an edge?
What? Yes, it is.
Oh, that's why there aren't any tab groups.
I think I can check it.
Oh.
Okay.
So the government can't track you.
Yeah.
Well, with Google Chrome, you can make tab groups that you open and close, and you can keep like a.
No, you can make with that, just,
Wait, really?
yeah.
Oh, I found that out recently. It
Oh.
really helped me manage my
Have like
time.
a-
Yeah.
I can have like a good 25, 30 tabs. I
Okay.
can close them all out.
Sorry. Okay. Order. Let's get back to it. Student Senate standing committees, I want to make sure that this is right for everyone, that they're all correct. For Finance Administration, VP Tao, your meetings are on Monday, 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Is that correct for the time? The members we have listed there are Senator Dirks. That's your official Senate, what's it called, like Senate committee, for your standing committee. Every senator needs to be a part of one standing committee. That's implied in the rules, but we'll be introducing legislation to make that a very official. And the reason why it's implied is because you can't have a standing committee if it's not filled out with members. So, but we should probably make that an official rule. So many things we found out in Senate are like implied, but like let's make it the rule so it's not confusing anymore. So that's Senator Dirks, VP Salifu, and I like to participate when we can, and those are our office hours when we attend because we have so many other things going on. But that's Nohaya likes being part of it, and she's using her free time for it. So good for her. That's office hours. It's a good way. She just likes showing up. So yeah, she's becoming a finance girly, and we're okay with that.
Money.
We know. And she's part of the finance council as well, which makes a lot of sense. Rules Chair, VP Hashmi, runs the Rules Committee, and that's Wednesdays from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. Is that correct?
Yes, that's.
Okay, perfect. You have Senator Villarreal on there, a little lonely. I think people can't
No.
make your time, so.
Yeah, they can make, but hopefully the senators.
Some of our new senators will be legislative.
Yeah.
You're free. So things that.
My hand to get it.
So things to think about.
Yeah.
Yep. Also, okay, so there's that. Team development, VP Salifu. So there she is leading it. It's Friday, 4:30 to 5:00 p.m. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, perfect. That's Senator Crowder, Senator Sierra Brunner. All right, hold on. Let's focus on this. Senator Bissonnette, Senator VP Jackson Winters, and VP Hashmi. You're all on that committee, right?
No, wait.
Yeah,
He's gonna join this Friday officially. So every person needs to have two, and that's his second one. So.
Oh.
unless if you don't want me. then-
Of course,
Absolutely.
I got it.
Mhm.
Every
From
vice president.
people.
Every
Senator
senator has
needs to
two.
have two standing.
Every Senate member, yeah, so that's everyone. Yeah, so for all the vice presidents, they're part of the executive council, which counts. Because they're the chair of their own committee, it doesn't count. So that's kind of how it works. For me, that's why I have district board and, what's it called, college assembly. So That's kind of why, those extra things are tacked on. It's a lot, right? That's power, that's the privilege or the blessing and the curse of president. But yeah, those are all the people that are on there. Does that all seem correct for everyone? Seems correct? Okay, moving on.
We
Public
can't-
relations chair.
I
Yeah,
was just gonna say, can you move the document upward just so that I know I can't see everything that's on the document. I saw the top row for the committees that you just went over, and I see the ad hoc, but I can't see anything below that except for some pink red.
oh, we're getting there. So we'll get there. We'll get there. Don't worry, Annette. We'll go through the whole document. Public Relations Chair, VP Jackson Winters, Friday from 12 to, is it 12:30? You can go to 1 if you want. Do you often work until 1?
Yeah, I work at 1, but it's 12 to 1.
You can do 12 to 12:30 for your committee, and then if you want to do extra, that's office hours. For your two
Huh?
committees, you don't need it to be a full hour. Unless you want to make it 1, that's up to you. You're the chair, so I'm just giving you the
Oh,
option.
I guess. Okay,
You
I
want to do,
guess.
okay, you can do 1. Let's just make you do
Okay.
some extra work. Okay, there you go. No, I'm just kidding. Do you want to, go to 12:30?
I didn't know that, so
I'm letting you know now. so
sorry,
that's up to you.
Declan and
As the
Angel
chair,
and
you can
Stacey.
choose to implement a whole hour if you want, but it's a choice.
I'll just do 12 to 12:30 because we
Yeah,
really don't meet that long. It's just like a lot of like marketing stuff, like poster making and like just like getting work done.
Okay,
Yeah, usually we'll do the second half, so I'll work, so.
great. Yeah, office hours. That works for me. Ad hoc advisory committees. So textbook affordable. Oh, what?
I will also join the meeting this Friday.
Wow, just like for fun.
This Alex, so yeah.
Okay, wow, you're starting to do as much work as me.
I know.
Someone's coming after. me. Okay. Yeah, so that's cool. Okay, well, there we go. So that's, I just indicated it green for extra stuff. So ad hoc advisory committees, I think I'm just gonna put this on another page so that we can do that. Ad hoc advisory committees, right now, textbook affordability. So Sierra, I didn't officially assign you to that, but this is me asking you right now, or do you want to be part of that so that we can officially assign you?
Yes.
Okay, well, I will make the recommendation and then we'll hopefully exec council will approve. I don't see them not doing that, so we'll do that on Tuesday and let you know as soon as it's done. Sound good?
Yes.
Okay, and then when does that meet? Cole, do you know, or Sierra, do you
Supposed
know?
to be Thursdays from
10:30 to 11:30.
yeah, 10:30 to 11:30.
So they made it official.
Yeah, I do have an email out to the person asking when it'll pick back up.
Okay, yep, and some updates from there. I just heard from, through the grapevine, verified if it's true or not, but they're planning, they estimated they can keep the fee at $7 per. Yeah, and then there's the question I had for you another time, like, how do you get a class in on that if they have a textbook? Because I have a class that has a textbook that's not part of that program.
It's the, that solely falls upon the professor. So
Oh.
a lot of the time when it comes down to, from what I understand, what it comes down to is that there's a call out at each semester before that semester, to the faculty of what it is that they need, whether they need an actual physical book or printed materials, because they do update all of that. They have like a master list, of my understanding, of all the required reading material or textbooks that'll be needed for that. Sometimes some of it, depending on what it is, it either doesn't get in on time, or because it's so new, or because it's a one-off thing, kind of like if you have to use a specific software for math, like if Cengage is still a big thing. That helps with that aspect, but
We use.
I can bring that back, because that has been a topic of discussion, but what we've gathered a lot from that is sometimes stuff doesn't make it on there because the professors don't have the information available at that time or ready yet.
Mhm.
That leads them to have to be like, we gotta figure out what we gotta figure out.
Okay, makes sense to me. So it's up to some individuals to make that happen. Okay, we'll have to work on that. What we have for public safety advisory is Senator Declan Rafter. Sorry, what?
Senator Villarreal.
Yeah, for the ad hoc, the time is changing on that now? Because it says there Thursday, 3 to 4.
Is that not correct?
That was
So
what we
wanted
discussed.
to establish.
Does that work for you?
I thought you
I might
just said
have
it was
to
10,
be on.
30 till 11:30.
That's for textbook affordability.
Okay.
Mhm.
Good.
Yep, so Thursday, 3 to 4. Yeah, if you're confused, Thursday, 10:30 to
Yeah,
11:30 for
10:30 to
textbook
11:30.
affordability. Yeah, we shouldn't finish it yet. VP Jackson Winters, I see you have your hand up. What's up?
Yeah, I was wondering, is there another spot to join the public safety?
There is.
Or okay, all right.
Do you
I
want to
would
join
love.
it?
Yeah. Do you guys meet in the Senate office, right?
That's correct.
Okay.
So Nevaeh, that's extra hours for you since you're,
We'll hold it on Teams too, so we can have a
Oh,
chat.
perfect.
That's good.
And we'll
Thank you.
record it. Well, there we go. Everyone's volunteering to be part of that. So Senator Rafter, you have quite the crew behind you. So there you go.
Whole army.
I know, right? We did have space for another one, but because we don't have that many senators right now, and they all seem to, and VP Salifu is the most popular because of that. So everyone's clamoring to get on your committee. So yeah, everyone wants to be there, but we don't have another committee here. Theoretically, we would, but I think right now, I think next year we can work on trying to make that as we get more senators. But right now, this is what the staffing is. If people are generally interested in working on issues, I recommend just bringing it to council, writing a resolution, or just taking some time to present. Because I make a lot of PowerPoints. You can make PowerPoints too if you have an issue. I know that we have some people in the audience that are interested in presenting issues, and so we'll get around to that. Additional student senate areas of involvement. So representative for SAB is VP Tao. That's set already. Alt representative, we already appointed Senator Lando Dirks. Governor for WSG, that's coming up next. That's vacant right now, but we're hoping to make that a thing. And then lieutenant governor also vacant. In the future, we're thinking about funding the governor for WSG. This year, it's only $50. So that's kind of like what it's at. So it's $50, not much, but I don't know. It'll go a long way in recognizing some of the work that you're doing. So you got your $50 there. We don't need student media board. Usually it's a one-time appointment. It doesn't count towards anything, but it's the student media board every year, the editor in chief. If Kelly, I think she's graduating this year, they're gonna need to appoint a new editor in chief, and Senate usually sends one person to be on that board to conduct the interview for the new editor in chief, because politics or public policy and journalism go together pretty well. So that's why we're usually offered a seat on that. Otherwise, shared governance councils, college assembly, VP Yilong Tao is on there along with the Senate president, which is me. Academic council, Senator Stacy Brunner. Did I get that right? Stacy, you're on academic?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Just want to make sure because that's the one I couldn't access, so I wasn't sure. FPIC or Facility Planning and Investment Council. We know that Annette's on there because Tina mentioned it, but I know that Annette, you volunteered to be on that, so thank you for that. It's an important one. Finance, Nohaya, she got the money, so we love that. Information technology. Let's give a round of applause to Senator Angel Avila because he co-chair of that committee, so he's actually quite powerful. We'll start seeing him in the college assembly now. College assembly for you will be office hours, Angel, so keep that in mind. So I'll see you there monthly, and yeah, you'll be presenting to me, I'm sure, because I'm pretty sure we have our phishing strategy in the 4-year retention email thing coming up. So I already know about it, but you'll be presenting that, so you'll do a more detailed job than I ever could. Student affairs, so yeah, I knew it. See, look, I pay attention. Student affairs, Sylvia Bissonette. Does that sound right? Sylvia, you're on student affairs, right? I just didn't want see. I was wondering if I mixed you up and Stacy, but that's correct. Yeah. I think she said yes.
Yes.
Okay. Perfect. Okay, I just didn't want to. I mix up academic and student affairs sometimes. They are very similar, but they are different. So yeah, that's the one that works with Tina Hato. So thank you for that. Must be fun. So student parent support group, Annette uses her free time for that. And in the future, when we create that childcare role, I'd like to have that person in the childcare role take on this responsibility as well. So that's everything. Everyone has 2 assignments, correct? Yes, Hassan?
Can I move my committee from 5:30 to 6?
Well, you need to talk to your member.
No. I mean just the period 30 minutes, like from 5:30 to 6 o'clock.
Could we talk about it?
Yeah.
If you get your committee member to work with that, because you have one, so it'll be easy, but you need him to agree with it because it's already established. Yes.
Would you be interested in having another person on
Yeah.
the rules committee?
Sure. Any person can use their free time however they like. Any student that's even not in the Senate can also be there.
They're open to the public.
Open to the public. Yep. Yep. So I don't know if the committees need to be recorded, but executive council does. That was my understanding of it. But Cole, do committees need to be recorded? I just recommend that they're recorded, but I don't think they're required.
They're not required.
Yeah.
Because, our committees, anybody can attend them, but they're not subject to open meeting because they don't make decisions like the Senate does. It's
Okay,
more
yeah.
the recommendation process. So they do not have to be, but it is always highly encouraged because it helps just track.
Yep. Yeah, and executive council, I'm pretty sure does because it's the exec board for that. Is that correct?
I believe so.
Yeah, I believe so, but I'll track down that ruling eventually. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I read something somewhere stating that, as well as SAB, because it's governed under that rule, 38.145 or whatever. So that's blame it on Senate for that one. Sorry. So that's everything here. So everyone should know their committees. So those are some of the updates there, and we can move on to SAB student designee. So yes,
I'd like to be added to the rules committee.
officially or just on your free time?
Should read it.
Or well, let's just put you there on your free time. So I'll add it on there. You're not seeing it happen, but I promise it is.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
So you're not responsible for coming there. That's just your free time, but it'll be office hours when you do it.
Oh, I see. Okay, so not every time, but
Yeah, I recommend doing that. If you want to officially be required to, you will be subject to absences if you don't show up. So that's why. So if you want to be held very accountable, we can add you like that, but I don't recommend it.
okay, yeah, let's do it on free time then.
Sure, you're welcome. Okay, moving on. SAB student designee, just for some things here. Basically, the Senate president is allowed to choose a designee to administer over the SAB when they're gone. So if him or her, them want to, leave, have a leave of absence if they have to leave, then that person takes over. I recommended that Yilong be that person. He accepted that nomination like a week ago, I think, in that office executive meeting that we had, and he seemed to be okay with it. Are you okay with that? Do you accept that nomination
For SAB.
for SAB to be yeah, so he accepts it. We just need Senate approval. So this is an official vote. We don't need to do a roll call vote unless we really, really want to. But it only takes one person to say roll call vote, although I recommend against it, but we'll do it if we want to, because that's procedure. Yeah, so that's my formal motion as president. I'm allowed to make that.
Annette, raise your hand.
Yes, Annette, do you second me or do you have a question?
I have a question. How
Okay.
does that affect Tal as being our voting person?
So the
SAB.
Senate president in the SAB actually is allowed to vote. So
Okay.
what will happen is that Lando, if he shows up to that meeting, he'll become he will become the primary designee for student Senate representative. And then as president, Elon would get a vote because the president or the chair is allowed to vote. So we would actually still have both of our votes.
Mhm.
Okay, thank you. I just want to make sure.
Alternate, does that happen?
No, but because you'll become the primary, once the primary is absent, he'll be absent in the chair role, so we still get our 2 votes. So we still have all the power. Oh, I love that. Okay, any case, if that's okay, that's my formal motion. If someone would like to second that.
Second.
Okay, second there. So with that, any discussion on Elon becoming the SAB student designee? Hearing none, we'll just do a vote by, sure, vote by unanimous consent. If no one's opposed, we can go ahead and pass it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, there we go. Moving on there. Wow, we definitely still ran out of time because it's 6:25 and we have a lot of things. I think what we should do is a swearing in ceremony and we could maybe hold elections the next week. Does that sound good? But I would like to get through the swearing in today.
Oh, Annette raised her hand.
Yes, Annette?
I would like to get to the swearing in as well, but I would also like to get to the resolution.
Okay, are people willing to stay behind for the resolution? Maybe we can make this next part like very quick to allow the questions and voting.
I second that.
Okay, let's do our best with the timing because as chair, I can just administer time. So we don't need to hold on anything quite yet. But yeah, so let's just go to swearing in ceremony now. So if you want to go first? Okay, so Quinn, you go up there when you're ready. I'm gonna put out a timer and we're gonna have 2 minutes. And then afterwards you have 3 minutes to answer a series of questions, which I didn't get to change it yet, Jose, sorry about that, but in the future, we'll change that. I think, just for the joke of it, I think your question is much more important, so
Kai, can you give me a hand at 1 minute?
I will do that.
Okay, thank you.
Ooh, we'll do you one better. Oh, wait, we'll just imagine this as 1 minute, imagine. But let me know when you're ready and I'll start the time. So wait, let me just do a little introduction. So this here is Quinn Matson. We met him. He's been coming to Student Senate. He's been here for more than 3 meetings. I met him while at a youth climate conference and I told him about Senate. He's been coming. He has a lot of ideas for what he wants to do and that's why he's here. So let me know when you're ready.
Can everyone see me in the camera?
Can everyone see him?
No, well, okay.
Am I sharing still? I'm not. Oh, Declan, you're just too cool. Oh, there it goes. It goes from the back of your head, so. Okay, that works. Anyways, let me know when you're ready.
Good to go.
Okay, we're going.
Okay, so thanks, Kai. For people who don't know me or didn't hear my introduction, I'm Quinn, been coming here for a little bit. Some background about me. I graduated high school in 2016. This is my first year at Madison College. Since then, I've been working. I managed a restaurant kitchen. During that time, we went from a staff of 6 to 30 plus. This is COVID restrictions being raised. I canvassed for voter registration and get out the vote campaigns during federal elections 2020, 2022, and 2024 for the special August election. And then I was a preschool teacher.
Whoa.
All that has given me a lot of experience working with people. That's been a lot of it. Time management and task management. And I guess like above all, open-mindedness to working with people from different backgrounds and trying to be considerate of that. I went to this childcare place and I was the only white man there. And it was a really good experience for me, I think. The reason I'm here at Madison College is because I think I want to go into policy or advocacy or something related to social change. I think Student Senate would be a great place to a great launch pad for that. I've already made myself available for legislative affairs. I'm also kind of interested in what happens on finance committee. I'm pursuing a BS in economics. I also, Declan, you want to take that packet of paper? I brought in a portfolio of graphic design because I'd love to help out on public relations as well.
Sorry, that's time. We do follow time, strict time, when we want to, I guess.
Oh,
yeah. Always seems to go over. But now it's time to begin the questions. So you might not be able to finish, but now it's time for Senate to ask some questions. And the first thing we always do ask is, what are your strengths and weaknesses? You're next.
I think sometimes I'm really my own worst critic. Sometimes I really limit myself. That's a big weakness that I run into a lot, like worrying how things will go, not being sure about. The reason I allowed myself to come here and do this was because I said, well, I don't have to run next year.
Mhm.
Strengths. I've been in put myself in a lot of different situations, and I've come out of them fine. I feel comfortable putting myself in new situations with unfamiliar people. I only thought recently to talk about the graphic design. I've done video editing as well. I've run a couple social media pages. These are for bands that I'm in. I'm a musician. I've played in bands since high school.
What do you play? What instrument?
Play drums.
Drums. Oh,
Yeah.
what?
Exactly. Yeah, just like that. Strengths. I work really hard. When I was doing the kitchen managing, I was doing about 70 hours a week.
Don't tell me that. I'll make you work that.
But during that job, I also realized that I didn't know how to say no, and I have gotten much better at setting expectations and self-assessing. I also
completely burnt out and had to take a few months off of work at that point, but yeah, are there other questions? Yeah, we won't do that to you, but go for it, Ohio.
What, it is two questions. The first one is why do you want to join Senate? And the second one, what do you think you can bring to the Senate right now?
1 minute warning. First reason I started coming to Student Senate was because I wanted to go to things at Madison College that were not my classes. We were talking about this, about trying to build more community, when we were doing the breakout groups. And I wanted to see how I could get involved or how I could help. I'm kind of here to see how much good can be done from a position in Student Senate. And I'm sorry, can you remind me of the second part?
What do you think you can bring to Student Senate?
20 seconds and you can take a little bit more specific skills. Public relations. I think a lot of excitement, a lot of motivation, legislative affairs and finance. And I'm open to doing other things. I kind of just, sometimes I feel like I don't know what other things I'm looking for. Okay, thank you very much for your time. So why don't we thank Mr. Quinn Matson and sit there. So we're just gonna go to the next person and then we're gonna vote in a batch, like one by one afterwards, just have that, if that works for everyone.
Yeah.
Sound good? Okay, so Mr. Evan, why don't you come up?
Sure, sounds good.
Let me know when you're ready. And I'll put this up at 1 minute instead of 30 seconds like I did for you, so sorry, Quinn.
Do you want me to give like a basic introduction?
Yeah, like your
Okay.
candidacy platform. What are you, what are you all about, basically?
Okay.
That's what it is. So let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
Boom.
All right, in case you guys don't know me, my name is Evan. This is my third semester at Madison College. I initially started back in the fall of 2023 for business, and then I didn't really know what I wanted to do, so I actually took off a semester, came back. I'm the liberal arts transfer in social science at the moment. I think from a very early age, I've always wanted to implement positive change and create change in people's lives. I feel like I haven't always really known how to do that exactly. I feel like I have a lot of good ideas in this thick skull of mine, but I feel like I've lacked the direction, the platform to kind of do that. So I feel like Student Senate would be kind of a great outlet for me to exercise some of my beliefs, opinions, and beautiful ideas that I have. I don't really know if I even have that much more. I mean,
You don't have to take the whole
okay,
thing.
I was gonna say that's pretty much
What
it.
is your skill?
I'd be BSing you if I just kept
Okay,
on going.
We'll go ahead and restart the timer for questions. So we'll now be open to questions and we'll just ask you, what are your strengths and weaknesses?
Oh, you're asking me?
Yes.
Okay, I feel like one of my strengths is that I'm very patient. I know that change doesn't happen with the snap of my fingers. Weaknesses is probably lacking direction, I feel like, as I kind of mentioned earlier. I feel like I said, I have a lot of good ideas. I have a lot of things that I want to accomplish, but I don't really necessarily know how to accomplish them. So I feel like by joining Student Senate, I could get a little bit more structure and how to do things. And if I'm going to be working in state government someday, which is kind of a dream of mine, I feel like this would be kind of a good, I don't want to say mock to say that, Student Senate isn't real, but like, kind of getting the ins and outs of how a system of government works to implement legislation, policy, change, et cetera, et cetera.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's.
No, that's it. That's it. Does anyone else have a question they'd like to ask? I think last time Annette didn't get to ask her question, and then I'll go Declan and Lindo. So Annette, did you want to ask a question this time since last time you didn't get to ask?
Sure. I was just wondering about, where did it go? I love it. I write down a question and then I instantly forget what it is. Oh, how would you describe your leadership style and provide an example of when you demonstrated that leadership?
I would say, you guys might be surprised by this, but I would describe my leadership style as bold. I worked at Culver's for 5 years and 2 months, and I was a supervisor there.
Which Culver's?
One on Landmark Drive in Cottage Grove, Wisconsin. So A lot of times that put me into very difficult situations where we'd have, backups and drive-through where I had to manage my people, dictate what was best for the team. Yeah, I guess that's all.
Okay,
I
moving
know
on.
you got a question
Yeah,
too.
Declan?
I did, yeah. So this is gonna be pretty specific, but which committees would you want to take part in? And specifically, I know I am going to be working on the premium parking initiative. Do you have any interest in that?
I mean, considering this is only my third meeting, I'm really still kind of exploring what I'd be interested in, but I would say I'd be interested in that. And the committees I would probably be most interested in are the legislative committee and,
30 seconds.
what's the one, not the finance one, what's the other one?
Team
Legislative affairs.
Team
Public,
No.
public
I said that
safety?
one.
What, sorry?
Yeah, probably public safety.
Okay.
So,
Or WSG?
yeah.
10 seconds.
Any other questions? I think that pretty much wraps it up for me otherwise, so.
Okay, no, go for it. What do you think?
Can we take over? Like 20 minutes. Do you want me to take over? Like voting?
Yes, please.
All right. All righty, everybody. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna vote for both candidates, separate fashion, but a bit quicker. So in a moment here in the chat, I'm gonna put the link to vote for Quinn Mattson to be a senator at large. You have three choices. You can vote in favor, not in favor, or abstain. We'll let that go for about 2 minutes. I'll also put the QR code on the screen. So if you're not using your phone and want to take the photo of it and vote, you can definitely do that. So it's in the chat. It is on the screen. 2 minutes. $90 seconds.
I have 2 minutes for 90 seconds.
It's just something else.
Because it's 120 seconds.
Don't vote, so like.
Just try that. Is less than 30 seconds.
Definitely 30 seconds.
No, it was not.
You really know that you look at your phone too much, huh?
I was counting with you.
Did it take you there?
I think.
Can you?
The Wi-Fi.
Oh, there you go.
You gotta connect.
Oh,
to
I
it,
see.
but- Is it just?
Oh, because I haven't really done it.
Yes, we can vote for Senate, so I mean, if you're allowed to do that. Just make sure I'm using you as my test, it's my, they're called, you're my hacker. Yeah.
It does.
1 minute.
Oh, did you know that people that are not part of Senate can actually access the form? I just had Anna do it, and
Not only that,
Oh,
you can
yeah.
submit
I
multiple.
found it. So there weren't, the only access rights that were limited is editing the form.
Oh, so you can find it. You can't edit it. Find it.
So you're
Oh, you know, why not?
Well, he's talking about through apply.
No, I'm just kidding.
But no, I mean, this is, anyone can technically access this, but yes,
Oh, you can't edit.
So I can just.
Oh, plus I can.
Not only that, but you can vote multiple times if you hit submit another response.
If you really wanna.
Oh.
That way.
Hey, I just had on a vote for, and, the test.
So we can't exceed the total number.
Yeah.
I know. So
Now is, which one is tested?
that's fine. All right, if you wanna come view it.
Well, I guess I gave you an extra vote. Thank God. Sorry, no, we'll just do, yeah, come, let's come.
Hassan doesn't wanna come up by me.
What?
Hassan doesn't wanna come up by me.
Why? Why? What's happening? Are you,
Yeah, you're sharing settings.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely.
So, do you want me to announce it now or do you want me to do Evans now?
Just batch announcing that we can do it together,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, Evan, or wait, what are we doing now? Oh, we're voting, right, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right, we are done with that one. Here is the link for Evan in the chat, get the QR code now. And there it is. 2 minutes. I will keep time on this one.
You can say 90 seconds.
You ready? I'm gonna say 90 seconds. It's gonna happen.
It is not 90 seconds.
Okay, let me get, where's my laptop? Oh. I'm hungry.
Go ahead.
I.
Hmm?
90 seconds.
No, no, it's more than 90 seconds. That is almost 2 minutes.
As much as you want. I'm pretty sure it's from you.
Okay.
Yeah, it's catering.
Did they say
Not
there
there doing
was food downstairs?
We should think
What?
about.
Did they say there was food downstairs?
Yeah, they're having food downstairs for the art gallery.
Oh, I gotta go.
We should think about with budget for like snacking every meeting.
That's why we have the 3-year plan.
Yeah.
We have to propose next year's budget. So
Yes, put that money on the
We
side
should have put coffee machine in the.
so we can get some snacks and some foods.
isn't spending time with each other that much more positive though?
What?
Why do we need food? We enjoy being with each other.
It's not.
That's the true meaning of it, isn't it?
No, it's not sufficient. We need some food, you know?
30 seconds.
It is 2 minutes every day.
Like, when it's for the old people, it's for the old people.
Mm. Yeah, don't worry. Thank you.
Technically, it's only because like once you get house, once one house, so it's.
I'm holding you married.
Alrighty, the sign 5.
Your kid's gonna have a long life.
I'm just gonna say.
Hi. Then we do that then.
We'll verify. Fourteen or 13, 13, right?
13, yeah. How many voted?
13, but 13 includes you.
Oh, you only 13 members, yeah.
That's right.
Yep, yeah, I'll close out from one vote.
Correct.
Yeah, resolutions and bills now.
Okay, so in both situations, overwhelmingly, we have 2 new senators joining Senate with Quinn and Evan joining us. So please come on up here. Give them a round of applause. So what we're going to do is we'll do swearing in now. Yeah, that I'll stand here with them. So I'll share with both of y'all. Just both. Yeah, do both of them. Not hard. Go on, just put your hands on.
Okay, I will invite Quinn Madsen and Evan Sullivan Regals to be sworn in as the general senator and come to the front of the room. I will read the oath of office, then call you on to affirm the oath of office. Please place your left hand on the Student Senate Constitution and bylaws as you affirm the oath, and raise your right hand. Once you have been sworn in, please go to Advisor Cole and sign your agreement to serve. After the meeting is completed, go to Advisor Cole and go to Advisor Cole and sign your agreement. Do you solemnly swear to do your civic duty, to serve your college, your community, and most importantly, your fellow students in a democratic fashion? Do you swear to treat all people equally and fairly, and that you will strive to create a student senate which is welcoming to everyone? Do you swear to listen, speak out, and act in which way will empower all students? Both of you having heard the oath of office, do you swear to carry all of these tasks as the best of your ability as a general senator?
Yeah, I do. It's that moment.
I do.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Okay, wait, no, you two, like, go together and.
Where's the flag?
Yeah, the flag.
get a crown.
Take photos.
You look at us. Let's do it.
Okay,
We wanna have the two of them in the middle.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So like you get in the middle, you get on this side. Sure, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, smile for the camera. 3, 2, 1. I took like 5. Okay, we're set.
Oh, you want to?
I mean, it's.
Yeah, you're the president.
Well, we'll do something later. Okay, thank you. Congratulations to them both.
Thank you, guys, Johnny.
I was the photographer today.
Oh, you want to talk?
Yeah, that's why. So you're gonna be on the page. I'll give it to Navik, something. Where's my computer? Okay. I'm gonna rely on you, Cole, to pull up the resolution. Oh, or maybe I can do it.
No, where'd it go? I just had it pulled up too.
Okay, Annette, don't worry, we got you.
That is not nice.
Nope. Is that? No. Nope, that's not it.
Give me a second.
I know it's in the process. I know it's in the process of coming
The
up,
draft.
but can I go ahead and start?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so myself, Nevaeh, Kai are bringing forth Resolution 10 for Black History Month. Basically, there's plenty of primary reasoning, which is under Section 1 that I believe probably most of you have already read through, and if you haven't, please read through it. As far as the responsibilities that would fall upon Senate, it's pretty much just being in support of this resolution, continuing to do what we do already, which is making sure that discriminatory practices are handled in a timely manner or that students are advocated for, and then collaborating with clubs and organizations, which is what Senate has been known for in the past. I know that's a really condensed version of it, and I'll read the formal motion. Student Senate will recognize February 1st as the beginning of Black History Month for the entire month of February, and will work in partnership with the Black Student Union to support Black communities in all Madison College campuses. And you will also notice that it's referenced in here that we don't just have, I mean, on this part we have Black communities, but we also have a little bit of a distinction between Black communities, African communities, Brown communities, just because some people see themselves in different ways based on where they're from. If that doesn't make sense, please feel free to ask me further questions and I can go ahead and try and elaborate on that. And I'd like to make that a motion, by the way. So the formal motion is for Student
I have a
Senate
question.
will recognize. Yes, please.
Sorry, so you said there's some wordings that me and Senator Villarreal reading it yesterday that you said that you're gonna change the African, or Black communities to African communities, right?
I don't think
If you
anyone
go
agreed with that.
Yeah, if you
but
go
you wanna tell-
to section,
What section?
I was saying if you go to section 4, it says focusing on Black, African, Brown groups. So it's just different categories for people who are consider themselves Black, but some people distincted based on where they're from. So for example, Giovanni, our previous president, clearly African American, but he also considers himself to be from a Spanish area, and so he falls more into the Spanish Black community. Does that make sense? And
I think the
there are people who are. Oh, go ahead.
Afro-Caribbean diaspora, right? Is that like the
Yep.
term? It's very. Yeah, that's very
Yeah.
good. There we go.
And so there's a number of terms that are like that, and so just to kind of make sure that people who are in this particular group, like myself, understand, that we're not just saying Black people that are American. We're saying African people. We're saying brown people. Like my son, for example, who's Ho-Chunk Black, but does not look like he's Black at all or Ho-Chunk at all. So it's just a distinction to be more inclusive. Is there another question, or did I answer that question fully?
Yep,
And did
thank you,
I?
Annette.
Okay.
Annette, there's something that I made a mistake on. I often take the resolutions and I just copy paste on top of them. I forgot to change the conclusion. So obviously the conclusion would be the same formal motion. So when we vote on this, obviously that would be changed So just
All the
understanding
traffic
that.
measures,
Yeah, so there's that is an issue that we will fix. So my apologies for that.
For the president.
No, mine too. I didn't catch it.
It's okay, you're still on the injury roster.
So since I did make that a formal motion, is there someone willing to second that motion?
I would,
I
but I
second.
cannot. Okay, perfect. Evan Jackson Winters. Perfect. Now it's officially on the floor because the person who presents the bill is the person who obviously endorses it. So it's insinuated that you would. We just needs one additional person who also co-sponsored it, which makes sense why you would choose to endorse that. Is there any discussion on this? Further discussion than what was made, like the explanation of
Just making the amendment.
just the amendment, the conclusion? Yeah, okay, I'll work on that. So I gotta work on that at home, which will be easy to do. So yeah, we can do that. Otherwise, any further discussion? I don't see any, and I don't see any online unless I'm not looking right, because I'm also opening this document so that Elon could edit it, but how do I look at everyone? Any hands online?
No.
Okay, if not, well, it's been properly moved and seconded. There is no discussion. At this point, we can do a vote by roll call, and Vice President Tao will go ahead and read that. So again, this formal motion is to pass Resolution 10, Black History Month. Student Senate will organize February 1st as the beginning of Black History Month for the entire month of February, and will work in partnership with Black Student Union, BSU, to support Black communities on all Madison College campuses. Go ahead and do the call for the vote.
VP Lau, aye. Vice President of Legislative Affairs Hashmi,
Yes. Or yay.
Vice President of Team Development
Yeah.
Salihu.
Yeah.
Vice President of Public Relations Jackson Winters,
Yes.
Senator Avila,
He says yes.
Senator Sarah Brunner,
Yes.
Senator Rafter.
Yep.
Senator Valerio,
Senator Villarreal,
Polish Senator Crowder,
Yes.
Leesburg Senator Stacy Brunner,
Yes.
Fort Atkinson Senator Burks,
Yes.
Goodman South Senator Bissonnette,
Yes.
And is that unanimous?
this is 12.
Yep, all 12. As the president, I cannot vote, otherwise, obviously, I would. I cast tie-breaking votes. But yeah, so with 12 in favor, 0 against, and 0 abstaining, what's the conclusion?
It passed by universal consent.
There we go. Thank you, Annette, who put together a lot of the language on that. So let's go ahead and give a clap for resolution 10.
Just gonna say thank you, Senate. I really appreciate you guys passing this bill through. Black History Month is very special to me, and it's actually kind of sad that I'm not on campus today and participating in some of the events that I know that are going on. So I really appreciate this.
Don't worry, Annette. I'm gonna go down there and get some food on your honor. So.
Yeah. You're here in spirit.
So there's that, and don't worry, like I did tell Zawadi that I plan on coming to the event, even if it's for a very short amount of time. So I will be there in some, and barring, natural disaster, but you know how that goes. So yeah, that's the plan. But with that, we're just going to suspend governor elections if that's okay, and no one seems to be doing anything. So we're gonna go a little out of procedure here. If everyone's okay with that, no non-business. Announcements, our next meeting will be on Thursday, February 13th in room C2402 at 4:30 p.m. At this point, do I have a motion to adjourn?
I make a
Move to adjourn.
Okay, sure. VP Hashmi made the motion, second by Senator Dirks. Everyone's so ready for that. All those in favor of adjourning, say nay.
Nay.
Okay. I can trick
Yes.
people, but okay. Yeah, we're adjourned. At 6:55 PM. I just want
Oh,
I think
have a
they're all
good one.
gone. You guys too. See you soon.